Okay, namaste and a very good evening to all of you, dear brothers and sisters. I welcome you all to today's session on Mahatma letters. Let us begin the session with the universal invocation. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Welcome once again. So today we have Sister Sandhya Rani with us, who will be taking this session on the chronological letter number 13, 14A and 14B. So Sister Sandhya Rani, she is a very senior member of the City Lodge in Bangalore. She joined the Theosophical Society in 1991. She holds a Master of Art degree in Kannada and also a master's degree in law. She is working for HUDCO, the Housing and Urban Development Corporation. And in theosophical circles, she has done a lot of service. She has translated a few books, about 15 to 20. So I would not say few, they are quite a few, many books from English to Kannada. And she conducted many study classes at Bhavali, Noida, Kerala, Odisha, and also in Karnataka. She has served at the International Convention in Adyar. She also assisted Radhaji, and her aim is to spread theosophy. So I welcome you, Sister Sandhya ji, and request you to please start the session.
At the outset, I'd like to thank Mahapatraji and Indian section for giving me this opportunity to study and share on Mahatma letter 7, 142A and B, or chronological letter number 13, 14 and B. Mahatma letter 7 has been written by the Master Kutumi to AP Senate, received on 30th January 1881. Though this letter is more than 140-year old, still it is applicable to us and the content is very relevant even to this day. Chronological letter number 13, very few points I've taken down. In that,
some resounding is there. Any other instrument is with you so that it creates vibration? If it is, close it.
Now?
Start again. Okay.
Yeah, you can put the PPT.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, PPT. Okay, right. Yes.
Little down. Huh. Happy, thrice happy and blessed are they who have never consented to visit the world beyond their snow-capped mountains, where physical eyes have never lost sight of for one day of the endless ranges of hills and the long unbroken line of eternal snows. Verily and indeed do they live in and have found their ultima thule. That is what it starts, especially in the beginning. As I said earlier, this letter has been written by Mahatma Kutumi to AP Senate. And it was with Blavatsky, and then it went to Mr. Senate. Happy, thrice happy. not once or twice, thrice happy and blessed are they. Not only they are happy, and they have got the blessings also. Who has got the blessings? Who have never consented to visit the world. We are in the world, and to be frank, if we go, I mean, beyond their snow-capped mountains, that is nothing but Himalayas. In case if we go to Himalayas, other than the white, nothing is visible. Especially when you go further beyond means no birds, no plants, nothing is there, no greens, no water, nothing, just bare land is there, and only hills are there, and everything is snow-capped. Only white, nothing else other than the white, nothing is there. Even they have not, whose physical eyes have never lost sight of even for one day, not even once they have come down to the world and seen, because it is endless ranges of hills and the long unbroken line of eternal snow that is always there. Eternal snow, that is what they say. Truly, it's a fact, and they live in and have found there the final Thule. Thule means, Thule is the name given by the ancients to the most northerly land of Europe. That is what has been mentioned here. Next, what they say is, you were not asked or expected to revolutionize your life habits, but at the same time, you were warned not to expect too much as you are. That means to say, not only once, they were asked, repeatedly they were asking. You were not asked or expected to revolutionize, like a revolution, complete change your life's habit, because it is not that easy, because we are all leading our life in the world. We are leading worldly life. It is not that easy to revolutionize our habits. Habits are based on so many things. Right from childhood, we have developed the habits. But at the same time, you were warned not to expect too much as you are, because Sinet's expectation is too much, means too much, where masters, they were not supposed to reveal, or they were not willing to reveal, because they did not have the right to reveal those secrets. The world was not evolved between two monsoons. My good friend, if you had come to me as a boy of 17, before the world had put its heavy hand upon you, your task would have been 20-fold easier. Very clearly, Master says, the world was not evolved between two monsoons. Between this rainy season and that rainy season, this is only 1 year. The world was not evolved in 1 year. Okay, my good friend, not ordinary, my good friend. If you had come to me as a boy of 17, that is the teenage. Sinet was born in 1840. So when he goes to masters, when this letter was received, he was 41-year-old man. When he shifted to India from London or England, he was 39-year-old, and he was the editor of the Pioneer magazine. But by then, what Master says is, before the world had put its heavy hand upon you, your task would have been 20-fold easier. It is very easy to mold the teenager than the adults. That is what the Master says. Here, by then, world, whatever our desires, etc., so many things are there. Everything will come, mainly the conditioned mind and our expectation. And as all of us knows that expectation leads to disappointments. By then, how many disappointments already he had, and the desires and his exposure to the world, everything matters. So here, what Master says is, keep trying, assuring AP Sinet that it is all but a matter of time. It is not, because that is what he says. The world was not evolved between two monsoons. It's just a matter of time, not only in one life, in many lives. So one has to come out of one's conditioned mind and expectation. That is what they say. Then again, Master says, you must see yourself as you are, not as the ideal human image which our emotional fancy always projects for us upon the glass. Be patient, friend and brother. That is what the Master says. You must see yourself as you are. always we imagine as our emotional fancy says. And as all of us knows that what are we? If we really look at ourselves, we will really know majority of us, or most of us, I can say, are emotional fools, where we are supposed to use our mind, our brain, mind, especially majority of the times we not even use even our lower mind. We are supposed to use our higher mind, and also we have to use our buddhi. In Kannada, there is a saying, in case if anyone hears, means, where was your mind working? Buddhi irlilva, they say. So we have to use our buddhi. Buddhi is oneness. So we should not imagine me is everything. Here personality comes in front. So we are not supposed to project our personalities. We have to really have the patience, friend and brother. So AP Senate has not been treated as a brother, but at the same time, he was treated as a friend also. So what one has to have in our life at present, I mean, not only it is applicable during that time, it is applicable even to this day. All these letters, though it has been written 140 years before, it is applicable even to this day. Be patient. If we really see how we are running from one thing to another thing to another thing, always we are running. We really don't have the patience. For example, if I want to say from my life means, always my mother used to tell me, instead of acquiring so many degrees or studying this book or that book, acquire some patience. At least have 10% of the patience what I have. That is what she used to tell me. So one should be patient, having sufficient patience to proceed further, because always in the master's letters also, in so many books also, it has been written, grow as a flower grows. It blossoms on its own. There is no external force, and at the same time, there is no expectation. So one should not expect. That is what it means. Then again, master says, I must repeat again, be our helpful co-worker, but in your own sphere and according to your ripest judgment. That is what the master says. I must repeat again. It is not once masters have told. Actually, masters will tell only once, but here masters are telling, I must repeat again. Be our helpful co-worker. Means you have to work along with us. So be a helpful human being, not anything other than that. But in your own sphere, means he has to help masters in the field in which he is working. In the same field, he can work. And that work is also again not on any force. According to your ripest judgment. When the fruit is really ripe, it falls on its own. So that ripeness, that thing but maturity, that maturity has to come, and he has to judge on his own. There is no force on him. One should not really forcefully do any act also. Then again, what master says is, we have never asked, certainly never required to change our habits. Any change must come from one's own conviction. That change is necessary if we have to achieve our goal. No one else dictates what one must do. It is for each one to determine how one shall live, to be responsible for one's own spiritual journey. One's own spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is not external. It doesn't depend on any phenomena. It just lies within. So it is internal, not external. So nothing will matter. We have to see our own self and within. And this is spiritual, not the materialistic thing. So what Kutumi tells to AP Senate is, Kutumi is the mentor of AP Senate, and he asks AP Senate to see himself clearly as he is, not as the ideal human image which our emotional fancy always projects for us. That is what Kutumi says. Then again Kutumi says, whatever we are at the moment, however we see ourselves, recognize both our strength and weaknesses. In the spiritual field, only our matter has developed a lot, but internally, human being may be a child of maybe 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. But spiritually, how much that soul has evolved, none of us knows. only that soul knows. So at the same time, though we are old or aged and all these things, we have to recognize our strengths as well as our weaknesses and our limitations also. We can still do something within our own field of action. Only when we act out of our best judgment, not dependent on the judgment of someone else, can we develop the qualities needed to be of further service in the great work. What is that great work? Is to serve the humanity at large. So we have to serve without expecting anything, and whatever the service that we are doing, it depends only by our own willingness. We have to will, and this is not by any force. We have to do on our own. Then again, Master says, I know your motives are sincere and true, and that a real change and in the right direction has come over you, through even to yourself the change is imperceptible, and the chiefs knows it too. But say they, motives are vapors, as has the atmospheric moisture, and as the latter develops its dynamic energy for man's use only when concentrated and applied as steam or hydraulic power, the practical value of good motives is best seen when they take the form of deeds. That is what the Master says. In the beginning, what they say is, I know your motives are sincere and true, and that the real change, it's not artificial or not by any force, real change, and in the right direction, is really changed in the right direction. In Buddha's Eightfold Path also, what it says is, the first thing is the right direction. That is what in Masters and the Path, it's known as right belief in the law. Right thought, right speech, right action, right means of livelihood, right exertion or right endeavor, right memory or right remembrance, and right meditation or right concentration. These are all the Eightfold Path. But in the first instance, what comes is right direction. In case if I want to come from office to home, means my direction should be towards this, not towards another direction. Otherwise, I'll not reach the destiny. So Master knows that I know your motives are sincere and true, and that the real change in the right direction has come over you. Means he is in the path. Though even to yourself, that change is imperceptible. He cannot grasp the change what has taken place within him. He himself is not aware, but the masters are aware of it. And the chief knows it too. Chief is again the higher, again the master. But say the motives are vapors. Motives, always it is there. It just vapors, means it reduces its force as the atmospheric moisture changes and later develops when the vapor goes up, and then again the later develops the dynamic energy of the man's use only when concentrated and applied as a steam. We take steam, no, and hydraulic power. In Karnataka, there is joke faults. There we generate electricity. From the water only we generate that. So what is required is practical value of good motives. So one should have good motive in the right direction is best seen when they take the form of deeds. Whatever we do, whatever maybe our motives are, but it has to be seen in the form of deeds, because same thing has been told. What they have told is thought must result in action. Whatever we think, that is what it has been mentioned in At the Feet of the Master. If we think it's of no use, it must result in action. Then again, there is a proverb. What it says is, action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. So one has to act. That is what the master expects. You have thereby won a friend, one far higher and better than myself, and one who will in future help me to defend your cause, able as he is to do it far more effectually than I can, for he belongs to the foreign section, because Kutumi belongs to India. And that friend who AP Senate has become his friend who has won, and he is far higher and better than Kutumi, Mahatma Kutumi, and one who will in future help me to defend, matlab preserve his cause, whatever the cause for that which AP Senate is working for. So able as he is to do it far more effectually than I can. Means he is very polished, the presentation, everything is fine. That is what it means. If you have anything to say or ask any questions, you better write to me and I will always answer your letters, but ask for no phenomena for a while. That is what Master very clearly he says. Whatever you want, you have any doubt, any question, you can ask. Be free. Whatever the question that you will pose, I'll write to you. You ask me directly, I'll tell you directly. And always, I'll answer your letters. That means to say, I'll not answer all the letters, but I'll answer your letter. But ask for no phenomena, because AP Senate is also after phenomena. He wants to know. And he is a member of the Theosophical Society, and he is the editor of the Pioneer, and he feels, and the masters started corresponding with them. So he wants to know more and more phenomena. That is his expectation. Especially he says for a while, because he is not yet ready. That's why masters are not willing to give any phenomena to them, to AP Senate. This letter, this particular letter, letter number 7 or letter number 13, offers AP Senate an optimistic outlook and likewise encourages us in our own efforts, whatever the path we decide that is applicable to us, I told you, we take. We should have patience to wait and try. Everything will happen at the right time. When the fruit is ripe, it just falls. Just one small small thing happens also, the fruit will automatically fall. So in this letter, what we can understand is we have to have patience to wait, and always we have to keep on trying. Practice makes man perfect. So try again. And we should not stop ourselves in between. That is what it says. And everything happens for the good only, and everything will happen at the right time. When he is ready, fit, he will automatically get the initiation and he can continue his spiritual progress. Automatically, he himself can do the phenomena once his consciousness raises to that, and when he leads his life in the proper manner, what Theosophy expects him to follow all these things. Then let's go to the next letter. Letter 142. That is Damodar K. Mavalankar has written a memorandum, and what this letter he says in this is in the beginning, it says the Theosophical Society, then Damodar K. Mavalankar respectfully submitted to the consideration of Mr. Senate. Then 142B, he says is respectfully submitted for the consideration of Mr. Senate under the direct orders of Brother Kutumi, Damodar K. Mavalankar, he has written. That is what it says. Then in letter number 142A or letter number 14A, what it has been mentioned is a general impression appears to prevail that the society is a religious sect. This impression owes its origin, I think, to a common belief that the whole society is devoted to occultism. As far as I can judge, this is not the case. This is what Damodar K. Mavalankar says. It's a general impression prevail that the society is a religious sect. It follows only religion. No science, no philosophy. Only religion. It's a religious sect. And the impression was its origin. In the beginning, they met in, when he met H.P. Blavatsky, all these things, in the beginning, it was only occultism. I think the common belief that the whole society is devoted to occultism. Only occultism. Only occultism means it can be discovered only by experience. It's a mystic thing and everything is revealed. So one has to know all these things. But as far as I can judge, this is not the case. He just wholesale, he just denies. This is not the true thing. Then from the time immemorial, this sacred knowledge has been guarded from the vulgar with great care, and because a few of us have had the great fortune to come into contact with some of the custodians of this invaluable treasure, is it right on our part to take advantage of their kindness and vulgarize the secrets they esteem more sacred than even their lives? The world is not yet prepared to hear truth about the subject. By placing the facts before the unprepared general public, we only make a laughing stock of those who have been kind to us and have accepted us as their co-worker for doing good to humanity. From the time immemorial means we don't know from when it started. Okay, it is Ashaya, we say. From that time, the sacred, it is very, very sacred knowledge has been guarded from the vulgar. Those people, those who are, they doesn't know the value of what they are actually. So it has been guarded from those not decent people with great care. They have taken complete care, not ordinary care, special care they have taken. Because of few of us who have had the great fortune to come into contact with some of the custodians of this invaluable treasure. They are the custodians. Who are the custodians? Masters are the custodians, and everything, the treasure is in Shambhala. So people are protecting that. Is it right on our part to take advantage of their kindness because they are kind enough? So a bit has been revealed to the initiates, not to general public. Only those initiates, that is what they say. Is it right on our part to take advantage of their kindness and vulgarize the secrets they esteemed more sacred than even their lives? That protection is at the cost of their own life, and that is that much sacred. They respect from their heart. It is not artificial respect, by heart. The devotion is there. The world is not yet prepared to hear the truth about this subject. The world, this letter has been written 140 years before. Even to this day, the world is not yet prepared. So what our 7th International President Radhabani always used to tell in few of her lectures, what she used to tell is, don't go to cut the fruit. So at present, what is our duty is to prepare ourselves. During that time means during the 20th century, in the initial stages, that is 90s, coming of the world teacher was there. So prepare yourself to welcome the masters. Here we have not yet prepared. World teacher came and he went. In spite of that, we are the same. Nothing, our habits, our expectations, our conditioned mind has not yet been changed. So we have to prepare ourselves in the right manner to hear the truth of the subject by placing the facts before the unprepared general public. We are all in the general public category. And when in case, if we know all these things, means Master Kutumi themselves, we will, this is not Master Kutumi, Damodar K. Mavlankar, what he says is, we only make a laughing stock of those who have been kind to us and have accepted us as their co-worker for doing good to humanity. So Damodar K. Mavlankar is a very dedicated chela, I can say. So masters gave few things to him, and because he was prepared enough, not in this janma, in previous janma. So masters have accepted him to do their work. What is their work? Is to reduce the heavy burden of the karma of our world. That is the main thing. So Damodar K. Mavlankar co-worked along with the masters. Whatever the instructions or the clues he got, He used to be very, very obedient and he did what was supposed to do. Then he says, then humanity. We lead the public to believe that our society is under the sole management of the adepts, while the fact is that the entire executive management is in the hands of the founders, and our teachers give us advice only in rare exceptional cases of the greatest emergency. So people think that the management, especially the Indian, think that we lead and means the society only have given that impression. We led the public to believe that the society is under the sole, means single or only management, only adepts are managing the Theosophical Society. That is what they meant. But the fact lies with the executive committee members, that is executive management, and it is in the hands of the founders. Whatever the founders say, during that time there were three: H.P. Blavatsky, H.S. Alcott, and Judge W.Q. Judge were the founders, and along with them few more members were also there. And our teachers gave us advice, and masters never used to tell to do this or to do that, but they gave the advice. But very, very exceptional and rare cases only they gave. And when there is pressing emergency, that is when the greatest emergency was there, during that time they gave. Otherwise, they never interfered in any of the matters. So when C.W. Leadbeater was supposed to come to India, during that time, they will tell him to go accompany H.P. Blavatsky, go to India. Then they themselves came directly and they helped him in meditation. So when the Kundalini was aroused to Leadbeater, master only was watching him, because they were preparing Leadbeater to become very useful to the world. At the same time, they gave the instruction to Annie Besant also to participate in the India's freedom fighting. So that's why she shifted her focus to India's freedom, because India has got spirituality in it. So unless and until one is free enough, there is no point to grow. That is why very few and pressing emergency, then only they'll give their instructions or advice. Otherwise, they never interfere in any of the matters. Then what master says is, another important question is that of the admission of the members. It is really very, very important question. It not only during that time, even to this day. Until now, anyone who expressed a desire to join and could get two sponsorers was allowed to come into the society without our inquiring closely what the motives in joining were. This led to two evil results. People thought or pretended to think that we took in members simply for their initiation fees on which we lived, and many joined out of mere curiosity, as they thought that by paying an initiation fee of ₹10, they could see phenomena. This is what they thought, but it is really not true. Two major evil things has happened. So whenever, even to this day, even if we want to join the Theosophical Society, there must be two senior Theosophical Society members should sign our application. Then only we will get the admission into society. During that time, they used to call as initiation. So if we really read the old diary leaves, we will come to know how many initiations at a time H.S. Alcott used to do. Day and night he worked, and it is not that easy. Whomsoever wanted to come, they did not allow. So there was a recommendation of two senior sponsors was also very much necessary, because he was not aware. They came from abroad to India and they were mingling with all the people. So that serious people and who is committed to society and not with only curiosity to know the phenomena, that should not be the case. During that time, initiation fees was there. Even now, 100 rupees was the fees for joining, and now they have completely stopped. A few months before only, Indian section has stopped. And then people used to think that only from that collecting 10 rupees only, whomsoever were there in Adyar or in Kashi or wherever it is, Theosophical Society members were leading their life only on the initiation fee. That is what people used to think. And another category was they joined this Theosophical Society merely on the curiosity. So what Damodar K. Mavlankar said is the initiation fee should be increased to, instead of 10 rupees, 100 or 200 rupees. That is what he says. And then curiosity, one should really not have that much of curiosity, because curiosity kills the cat. Even if we see, even during our international convention, when we go, once the convention gets over, that is closed, then again we will all go to headquarters hall and we will assemble there. There we are welcoming the new members. So those who have attended as a non-member, attended the international convention, then in case if they like, yes, even I believe I want to become a member means, if any two senior members signs their application, then they can join the Theosophical Society at Adyar headquarters also. That possibility is there. Then rupees 10 during that time was not, again, a not small amount, but he wanted, in case if it is rupees 10, for those who had the curiosity, those who had money, they aram se joined the Theosophical Society. For that, there is again, Master says, we need men of principle and serious purpose. One such man can do more for us than hundreds of phenomena hunters. So those who are wanted only phenomena. So out of curiosity, they want to see phenomena. Even to this day, if we go to Adyar, we can see H.P. Blavatsky's that cup and saucer. Out of phenomena, they can, she creates one cup and saucer. One more set was less, people were more. So she creates that phenomena. Few people, those who are sitting there, they saw that. So Theosophical Society doesn't need number. They want the member. Men of principle and serious purpose. That principle is also required, and they should be very, very serious in what they are doing and why they want to join during that time. See, purpose is three principal objects of the Theosophical Society. That is universal brotherhood, the study of the comparative religion, philosophy and science, and investigation of the natural laws, which seek to understand the unexplained mystic laws. This is the main thing which society founders wanted it. This is what Damodar K. Mavlankar also has written about all these things. Today, if we see, that is nothing but gold. If we want to buy 1 gram of gold, minimum we have to pay 5,000 rupees. For the same 5,000 rupees, we will get more than 100 liters of puffed rice. It's very big in quantity, but what is the use? Nothing. So everything has got its own place and value. What we want is, we need a man of principle and serious purpose. This is the thing which wanted. Damodar K. Mavlankar, the main purpose, what he says is, the main purpose of the society was based upon the broad humanitarian principles of universal brotherhood. Who considers universal brotherhood, who accepts, then only that person can become a member of the Theosophical Society. As per him, the study of the occultism should be an entirely secret study. So one has to study for oneself. It is very secret, not publicized. Even T. Subbarao, during that time, what he says is, opinion said that the teachings of occultism were too sacred and private to be divulged, means to reveal to the public, the world at large. So again, Damodar K. Mavlankar says, from time immemorial, this sacred knowledge has been guarded from the vulgar with great care. The world is not yet prepared. So we should not giving, we are not supposed to give also anything which is so sacred. At the same time, it is secret. Occultism is totally different, and what the public wants, that phenomena, is also totally different. To hear the truth about the subject, they both say this invaluable treasure, sacred and secret knowledge, was given through correspondence with A.O. Hume as well as A.P. Sinnett, and writings of HPB. What HPB has written, that is ISIS Unveiled and the Secret Doctrine, and Mahatma letters to A.P. Sinnett. Whatever the Mahatma letters, that is correspondence with A.O. Hume and A.P. Sinnett, and ISIS Unveiled and Secret Doctrine contain entire thing. Only thing we have to grow, we have to study, we have to concentrate, we have to contemplate, and it is very, very tough to understand. So to understand, we have to study the books written by Leadbeater as well as Annie Besant. Till C. Jinraj Dasa, they were in direct touch with the masters, that is evolved human beings. Again, Damodar K. Mavlankar says, eager to contact the Indians means correct the Indians' misconception that the Theosophical Society is under the sole management of the adepts. The entire executive management is in the hands of the founders. This misconception has led many of the Indian members to conclude that either the adepts did not exist or those connected with the Theosophical Society were of a very low order. Both A.O. Hume and A.P. Sinnett, being convinced that H.S. Alcott was not a suitable person to give them advice, and were eager to see that Alcott, as only the president of the society, had no part in work of the proposed Anglo-Indian or Simla eclectic branch of the organization. They both wanted to receive instructions directly from the Mahatmas as well as to manage their own affairs. They want direct contact, their direct advice, instructions, they have to, only those two, nothing else. And both of them, though they differed, they were together only. This is what they wanted. And they never bothered what Alcott was doing. Actually, Alcott is very, very nice human being. In no way we can really say anything. H.S. Alcott was an inspiring servant of mankind. That is what the H.S. Alcott is known for. So, and they wanted to do their own affair. To join the Theosophical Society is too easy, means very easy. We need men of principles and serious purpose. We want true and selfish. In one place, Master says, who are those? To join Theosophical Society, it's easy. Just pay 10 rupees during the time and 2 signatures from any friend, those who are senior members of the Theosophical Society. They will sign the application. So it's very easy to join society. Once they are the members of the Theosophical Society, they can move along with the founders also. That is the thing which they had in their mind. So principle and serious purpose means what masters want is true and unselfish hearts, fearless and confiding souls. They should be true as well as unselfish. Unselfish not outside, it is inside one's heart. And they should not have any sort of fear. The person who is having fear cannot do anything, cannot express anything. And confiding souls, that the person who can grasp, that is the main thing. And quality is very important than the quality. Then again, in letter number 142B, that is reply to Damodar K. Mavlankar from Kutumi. With the exception of fee, whatever the fee that he has written, instead of collecting 10 rupees, collect 100 rupees or 200 rupees, so that it's very easy to avoid people. The lump sum, I mean, those who have the curiosity will join. Otherwise, the people at large, they think that we are dependent on their initiation fee. That is what they think. So let us increase the fee, and we don't want any vulgar people who are after curious, only curious people, and they will disclose the secrets, and they are not really serious, and they are not principled people, and they are selfish. Selfishness is also there in them. That is what it means. So accept the fee, master says. Forget about that fee part. Too exaggerated. That is really too much. Where is 10 rupees? Where is 100 rupees or 200 rupees? That is really too exaggerated. His views are quite correct. Whatever the remaining things he has told about what the impression that Indians have, people will join Theosophical Society only to know the occultism, all those things. So his master Kutumi says Damodar K. Mavlankar's views are correct. Such is the impression produced upon the Indian mind. That is what they say. Then again, Master Kutumi has approved Damodar K. Maulankar's view. He has got the approval. Kutumi subsequently requests AP Senate after this to add a paragraph to Damodar K. Maulankar's statement showing the Theosophical Society in its true light and advises AP Senate to listen to his inner voice. Basically, Damodar K. Maulankar was from Bombay and he moved himself along with H.S. Alcott and HPB to Adyar, and he was having the post of recording secretary, treasurer, and he used to take care of all the administrative matters, that is administrative structures. So he totally dedicated his life wherever the founders went, he used to accompany them. So to write in the Pioneer magazine, Master says Senate, before writing, first accept, because Master Kutumi has approved his view, but he wanted AP Senate to write a paragraph into that statement, showing the TS in its true light and advises AP Senate to listen to his inner voice. Again, it is not giving advice, ripest judgment. That is what masters have written to AP Senate. He has to use his ripest judgment, what is right and what is wrong. The discrimination is the basic thing. So he has to discriminate and then write, because Damodar K. Maulankar is very, very unselfish human being. So you judge by yourself whatever the thing, and his opinion in his memorandum has been written. Again, he says that is written as per the Kutumi's instructions. That is what Damodar K. Maulankar also writes. At the same time, even AP Senate is also a small person. He was also working as a vice president to the international headquarters. He was working there as vice president. At the same time, after the death of the H.S. Alcott, till Annie Besant took the charge, he was working as the president also. So both the souls are very good. So let's accept whatever has been told in these 3 letters, what is applicable to us in this present moment. Though it has been written 140 years before, even to this day, we have to lead our life as per the principles, and we should know that Theosophical Society has not been found on the basis of occultism only. Theosophical Society is based on the 3 objectives, and we have to believe, we have to work to achieve those 3 objectives. I once again thank the Indian section as well as Mahapatra ji and Vibha ji for giving me few suggestions, and she made me really understand in few places. Thanks Vibha ji also. I once again thank the Indian section. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Sandhya ji, for explaining these 3 letters in so great detail. And before we go on to the question answer session, I invite Sister Meenakshi ji to give us the translation in Hindi.
Namaste. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Sister Sandhya ji. आज हम लेटर नंबर 13, 14A और 14B ले रहे हैं. लेटर नंबर 13, यह पत्र मास्टर के एच ने AP सीनेट को लिखा है जनवरी 30, 1881 में. मास्टर कहते हैं, वे त्रिवार सुखी और धन्य है जिन्होंने अपने बर्फाच्छादित पर्वतों के उस पार की भौतिक दुनिया में जाने के लिए कभी सहमति नहीं दर्शाई, जिनके चर्मचक्षु से एक दिन के लिए भी असीम बर्फ से ढकी अनगिनत पर्वत श्रृंखला दृष्टि से ओझल नहीं हुए. क्या वास्तव में वे वहां रहते हैं और क्या उन्होंने सच में अपनी चरम सीमा को पाया है? आपसे अपने जीवन की आदतों में परिवर्तन लाने को नहीं कहा गया या कोई उम्मीद की गई, लेकिन साथ ही आपको चेतावनी दी गई कि आप जैसे हैं उससे अधिक उम्मीद न करें. मेरे मित्र, दुनिया 1 साल के भीतर विकसित नहीं हुई. इससे पहले कि भौतिक दुनिया ने अपना भारयुक्त पंजा कसने से पूर्व यदि आप मेरे पास एक 17 साल के युवा के रूप में आते तो आपका कार्य 20 गुना आसान हो जाता। आप अपने आप को वैसा ही देखें जैसे कि आप हैं, न कि आदर्श मानव की छवि के रूप में, जिसे हमारी भावनात्मक कल्पना हमेशा हमें प्रक्षेपित करती है। धीरज रखे मेरे मित्र और बंधु, आप हमारे मददगार सहयोगी बने, लेकिन आपके अपने क्षेत्र में और आपके परिपक्व निर्णयों के अनुसार। आपके इरादे नेक और सच्चे हैं, इसका मुझे अंदाज है, और यह कि सही दिशा में सच्चा परिवर्तन आप में आया है। हालांकि आपके लिए यह परिवर्तन अगोचर है और चीफ्स भी इसे जानते हैं। अच्छे इरादों का व्यावहारिक मूल्य सबसे अच्छा तब देखा जाता है जब वे कर्मों का रूप लेते हैं। आपने पहले ही सोसाइटी की मदद एक से अधिक बार यानी अनेक बार की है, भले ही आपने स्वयं इसकी परवाह नहीं की और इन कार्यों की दखल ली गई है, और इस तरह आपने एक मित्र को जीत लिया, एक जो मुझसे कहीं अधिक उच्चतम और श्रेष्ठतर है, और वे जो भविष्य में आपके मामले में बचाव हेतु मेरी मदद करेंगे। मुझसे कहीं अधिक प्रभावी ढंग से करने में वे सक्षम हैं, क्योंकि वे विदेशी खंड से ताल्लुक रखते हैं। यदि आपको कुछ कहना या कोई प्रश्न पूछना है तो बेहतर होगा कि आप मुझे लिखें और मैं हमेशा आपके पत्रों का उत्तर दूंगा। लेकिन कुछ समय के लिए किसी चमत्कारिक घटना की मांग न करें। यह सिर्फ मामूली प्रदर्शन है जो आपके आड़े आ रहा है। आगे का पत्र लेटर नंबर 14A दामोदर के मावलनकर एपी सीनेट को लिखते हैं। एक आम धारणा प्रचलित प्रतीत होती है कि सोसाइटी एक धार्मिक संस्था है। मुझे लगता है कि इस धारणा का मूल उस सर्वसाधारण सोच पर है कि संपूर्ण सोसाइटी गूढ़ विद्या को समर्पित है। जहां तक कि मैं समझ पाता हूं, यह ऐसा नहीं है। यदि वह है तो सबसे अच्छा तरीका यह है कि संपूर्ण सोसाइटी को गोपनीय रखे और सिर्फ उन बहुत कम लोगों को छोड़कर जिन्होंने गूढ़ विद्या के अध्ययन के लिए अपना पूरा जीवन समर्पित करने का दृढ़ संकल्प दिखाया हो, बाकी सभी लोगों के लिए इसके दरवाजे बंद कर लिए जाए। यदि ऐसा नहीं है और विश्व बंधुत्व के व्यापक मानवीय सिद्धांत पर आधारित है, तो गूढ़ विद्या को इसकी अनेक शाखाओं में से एक होने दे, पूरी तरह से गोपनीय अध्ययन होने दे। अनादिकाल से इस पवित्र ज्ञान को असभ्य जनों से बहुत ही एहतियात से संरक्षित रखा गया है, और चूंकि हम में से अल्प लोगों को उस अनमोल खजाने के कुछ रक्षणकर्ताओं के संपर्क में आने का सौभाग्य मिला, तो क्या हमारी ओर से उनकी दयालुता का लाभ उठाना और उन रहस्यों को अपवित्र करना सही है जिन्हें वे अपने जीवन से भी अधिक पवित्र मानते हैं? दुनिया अभी इस विषय में सच्चाई जानने को परिपक्व नहीं है। इन तथ्यों को अपरिपक्व आम जनता के सामने रखकर हम केवल उन्हें हंसी का पात्र बनाएंगे जिन्होंने हमारे प्रति दया भाव रखकर और हमें मानवता की भलाई के लिए अपने सहकर्मी के रूप में स्वीकारा है। अनजाने में हमने जनता को यह विश्वास दिलाया कि हमारी सोसाइटी केवल सिद्ध संघ के प्रबंधन में है, बल्कि तथ्य यह है कि संपूर्ण कार्यकारी प्रबंधन संस्थापकों के हाथ में है, और हमारे गुरुवर्य अतीव आपदा की स्थिति के बिरले क्वचित ही अपवादात्मक मामलों में मार्गदर्शन करते हैं। मेंबर्स के एडमिशन का एक अन्य महत्वपूर्ण मसला है। अभी तक जो कोई भी सोसाइटी में शामिल होने की इच्छा व्यक्त करता था और 2 प्रायोजक प्राप्त कर सकता था, उसे वह किस उद्देश्य से प्रवेश पाना चाहता है, इसे हमने ठीक से जाने बगैर उसे अनुमति मिल जाती। इसके 2 बुरे परिणाम हुए। लोगों ने सोचा या सोचने का नाटक किया कि हम सदस्यों को सिर्फ उनकी इनिशिएशन फी के लिए प्रवेश देते हैं, जिस पर हमारा गुजारा होता है। और बहुत से लोग केवल जिज्ञासा के कारण इस विचार से आते हैं कि 10 रुपए के इनिशिएशन फी देकर वे चमत्कारिक घटना देख सकते हैं। और जब उन्हें इनमें निराशा हुई, वे हम पर उलट गए और जिस ध्येय के लिए हम कार्य कर रहे थे और जिसके लिए अपना पूरा जीवन प्रदान किया, उसकी वे निंदा करने लगे। हमें तत्वनिष्ठ और उद्देश्यों में गांभीर्य रखने वाले चाहिए। घटनाओं के पीछे दौड़ने वाले सैकड़ों लोगों के बजाय ऐसा एक ही व्यक्ति हमारे लिए बहुत कुछ कर सकता है। दामोदर आगे कहते हैं, मेरे विचार में प्रवेश शुल्क को 200 रुपए से 300 रुपए तक बढ़ाना चाहिए। आगे का पत्र लेटर नंबर 14B, यह पत्र दामोदर मालवनकर ने मास्टर KH की आज्ञा पर AP सीनेट को लिखा। मास्टर कहते हैं, शुल्क यानी फी का अपवाद छोड़कर जो काफी अतिशयोक्तिपूर्ण था, उनके यानी दामोदर के विचार बिल्कुल सही है। आप अपनी अंतरात्मा की सुने। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।
Thank you, Sister Meenakshi ji, for that very precise and accurate translation in Hindi. I'm sure many members benefit by it. I will now request anybody who would like to discuss or add some point or may have any query.
Hello, I want to ask about in India, in every lodge, how are the new members invited? I mean, do they come and say, no, you have to become a member immediately, or what? How they come to know about it and so forth? What's the procedure of any newcomer?
Newcomer means to become a member of, what do you say, member of TS or?
Yeah, Theosophical Society.
It depends. It depends upon how, suppose you are doing some kind of program, and if you are there, if any new member is, if in any inquirer, if he likes to become a member, then he can join. He can join. As Sandhya ji told just few minutes ago, during international convention, suppose few participants they like to join Theosophical Society. 2 members, senior member, if they have approved, they can become member on the concluding day. Like that. In fact, the purpose is, as Marlankar mentioned, one member, if he is serious, sincere, he will give a lot of help to the society. Then many members. In that circumstances, to speak the truth, to keep the organization, we are doing probably many members they are interested to join, and we are allowing. But the purpose is the members should be serious. In that sense, many lodges are doing lot of activities. Many lodges are doing lot of activities. From that, they are getting. And one brother, NC Krishna, wherever he will go, he will deliver in Telugu language speeches, and from that the people will join. Like this, we are not influencing members to join, but if he or she has interest in Theosophical Society or in philosophy, then we are allowing to become a member.
I mean, if he is interested, means he must have read something about Theosophical Society, he must have known something about it, and then you have to say that he has got interest. But yes, before any normal person or man from the street, he reads our board, he comes to our meeting in Zambia, Kitwe Lodge. What we do, we make him a sympathizer. We tell him, don't bring money now. We don't. You cannot join now. You may join after 2 weeks or 2 years or 20 years later. But unless you understand, then your conviction is there, then you join. This is what we normally tell. The idea of 2 senior members, approve their application. I think that is only applicable to esoteric school of theosophy, not Theosophical Society.
Earlier it was to Theosophical Society. Now it is for the esoteric school. That much I can say. Yes, in Pakistan, brother Bhagwanji, what they are doing, he can send some light on it. Bhagwan sir, what you are doing in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, when a person is interested, we ask him to attend the meetings, and after some times, when he can join, when he has got interest, then he can join the society.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
If it is in India, yes, Sandhya will say something. Sandhya Vibhaji,
In Bangalore, what we do is Bangalore and especially in Karnataka. So we will share what is theosophy with maybe friends or relatives with whomsoever we come across. In case if the person is interested, we invite the person to come to the lodge, attend lectures and see what we are doing, the subjects, what we are discussing and all those things. If the person is really interested and serious, again and again, weekly meeting we are conducting, no? So they'll come. So in case if any new member comes, means we will also introduce, and whatever the doubts or queries they have got or any interest in any particular subject, maybe science, maybe philosophy, or maybe any sort of religion, if they're interested, any doubt they are having, means we will clear all those doubts. Still the person is interested, and if the person believes in universal brotherhood, then we will allow us that person to become a member. Till then he can come, and because we are not charging any fees to come and attend the regular lectures, he can come and attend the regular lectures and go, and whatever the books he is interested to study, library is giving the books. They can sit they can come to library, study the books. If they are convinced and have any faith in universal brotherhood, he can become a member. That is what we are following even to this day. Thank you. Next.
Okay, all right. Similar things happening here also.
Yeah.
Yes, I think these are by and large all similar processes in all the lodges. Only once the new person, he starts attending the lodge meetings and he shows a definite interest in going forward in this theosophical thought, then he is invited to join. That is the same thing we follow in Noida Lodge also.
Thank you.
So it is nice to know how the different lodges across different countries are admitting new members. And very recently, Indian section has totally abolished membership fee. So that members can join just by filling up the application form.
Yes, right. I am adding some point on letter number 13. There is a very important point relating to that age 17. Here, the world was the full sentence is like this. The world was not evolved between 2 monsoons, my good friend. If you have come to me as a boy of 17, the 17, Radhaji, I don't know exactly, I'm not remembering whether in an article or in a talk, she has spoken as a, it is a, when old members or a old person join Theosophical Society and to become a serious student, at that time, if he is old, but if his approach to become a disciple or to become a shishya of a great teacher, then he should, his qualities should be like a boy of age of 17. Where here Mahatma mentioned because at that was the age of teenagers, 17, 18, 19. After that, the world will give a lot of heavy hand. Here mentioned the world had put its heavy hand upon him. So the 17, as Minaki is mentioned, जैसा 17 एज होता है ना बच्चे को, ऐसा you have to change your quality. Even if you have a lot of bad qualities, responsibility, all these things are there. Even old people or man of 30, 40, when they became interested to join or to interested, aspiring to become a disciple or shishya of to become a great teacher, they should change their quality to quality of a boy of 17. That is that point I have added what Radhaji told in the form of article or in the form of a speech. Yes, that. Is there any question, Vihaji, if any member like to ask, participant like to ask?
No, I want to say something about do we compare ourselves? Are we like APCNet? Are we like AOU? Are we like Fun? Are we like Mrs. Kingsford? Are we like Mrs. Holloway? And from this, reading the book, the Master's Letters to APCNet, we should try and identify with which personality we are at and how we can change. How they were not accepted as a chela, they remained lay chela. Sometimes they even were thrown out of the system. So this is a book that I'm reading for the third time now. Yes. I read about 25 years ago first, and another one 10, 11 years ago. Now I'm reading again on my ebook. It's very, very interesting. And I particularly, all the members in whether it's in India or Philippines or England or America, wherever they are, I think they should follow the letter number 88. Letter number 88 about the concept of God. And I think, in my assumption or my thinking, by watching these Zoom people coming on Zoom and they don't speak, they just keep quiet and they don't participate as such, but they listen only. They're listeners, Shravans. They are like the Shravans. But we can't come to know about it because they say, oh, let me listen. But they might be still following all their religions. And do we need religion? This is what I'm trying to say is the people who are still members, I don't think they should become religious. They should follow any religion. You can't ride two horses at the same time. You either be a religious, go to temple and whatnot, whatever you do, that's your belief. And we don't do, but if you join Theosophy Society, it's you should understand the concept of God and do we need religion? Because to me, the religion is like a crutches of a lame man. A lame man needs the crutches. Do we need God? Do we need masters even? To say that masters are the teachers. Teachers we do need. When we are doubtful of something, we can ask questions, but not to worship them like idol worshipping. This is I want to see how many members are genuinely understood this letter number 88.
So, Brother Sampatji, I think when we come to that letter, we will be taking that letter as a study here. Then we can put forward this question to the members. And I would just like to also add my point of view. I read in H.P. Blavatsky, she mentions that when she is asking people to come into the Theosophical Society, she says that I don't ask you to leave your religion. In fact, she says that studying Theosophy will help you to understand the underlying truth of your own religion. It will make you understand the esoteric meaning of all the religious and traditions which you have in your religion. So she says that I don't want you to leave your religion, rather to understand it even much deeper. So that was just my view based on what I read.
Yeah,
In
that's what I'm
letter
saying.
number 88,
Now-
there is no mention that you leave the religion. It is relating to God and suffering of the humanity, will, why people created God. All these things are there, not particularly any against any religion. Mention, it was mentioned there.
No,
Letter number 10
what I'm
also.
saying, no, when the newcomer comes in, I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the person already was more than 7 years in TS. He should by now realize that he had 7 years. Do I still continue with my religion, my religion? This is what I'm saying. I understand 100 years ago, any person in the Theosophist magazine, in our cover on the third page, which it says here, do not leave your religion, but live your religion. I understand. But that was 100 years ago. But are we going to continue after 100 years? Are we not going to bring some change after having some understanding? You know, as Eightfold Path says, have a right understanding. If you have a right understanding, you will have right thoughts, right speech, right action. Then you have a right livelihood and so forth. But this understanding should be there by one person who is already 7 years of age in Theosophy. Anyway, it's my opinion. A lot of people have told me, keep your opinion to yourself. I don't mind.
I
No,
think
right.
you're right, sir. I agree with your opinion. Sampath sir.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, I mean, it's basically a lot of the entire substance of Theosophy is a lot of understanding. We have to understand a lot of things. And when we are going beyond beliefs, whereas religion tends to be just belief oriented. Here we are going beyond beliefs. We are trying to understand a lot of things. So how things originate, what is the cause of so many things. So there's so many questions scientifically being answered. So, to that extent, I mean, if we have been studying Theosophy, we cannot be blind anymore. So, blind belief, religion tend to have traditions, and we do things because the society expects us to do that. That to that extent, it will come down when we are in this path.
Yeah, Vimal, you are right. I got the same opinion. In my dictionary, there is no word called belief, because a belief is somebody else's truth. And it's not until our truth, you should not believe in it.
No,
So,
Sampathji probably taking of the religion, having a blind belief, blind ceremony, blind faith, all these things. And people is not going one step, and Lidbitter pointed out that people, as they are now for the last 20 lives, they are just moving their feet up and down. That is the reason Sampaji also mentioning if religious people doing that blind ceremony, blind faith, and no going even a single step forward. Probably that was the opinion of Sampaji, I think. So Vivaji will close because we have sufficient discussion, very fruitful discussion.
Yes, nice to hear so many views. Okay, so thank you, Sandhya ji, once again for this wonderful description and details which you have given to us. And I thank all the participants for joining us today. Now we end this session with the closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Thank you all for joining, and with thoughts of peace and prayers for the crisis happening in Ukraine, we send our peaceful thoughts so that peace may be regained.
Latest news, even if it is happening in the world, I am telling, latest news, both are agreed, means Putin and Ukraine president agreed for discussion. I don't know how far it is true. Anyway, let us send good thoughts for the suffering people, suffering the world. So thank you, each and everyone. I'm now going to close with the announcement. Tomorrow we'll meet 7:30 for Hindi program by Basumati Agnihotri on astral plane. Thank you.